I actually wanted to do something, I wanted to touch on a subject that I haven't done before properly. And I don't have any notes for this because I don't need any goddamn notes for this one. This one is 5 things I am passionate about. 1. Drawing. Ever since I can remember, I've been drawing frickin' everything that I can possibly think of under the sun. One of the things I cannot get over drawing is eyes. I love eyes. Eyes I see are like, if I was gonna label one more thing, you know, like I don't know, guess a human body part, it would have to be eyes. Eyes are like a number one thing that's like something that draws me in like goddamn magnet. That's just like tractor beam. Yeah. So here's one, just fine liner, doing for the strokes of hair, fine liner on the outlines of everything, and just filling it, the rest of it in with just like watercolors and stuff. Simple black pen. Just black pen. Friend of mine, I drew this back in like 2007. I would have been 19 years old when I drew this. Just a tiger, you know, just blue pen, just a tiger. 2. Editing. I've been doing this probably since I was maybe 11 years old, and just editing in itself, I kind of started doing it when I was like, you know what? I want to watch a movie with music that I enjoy, that I personally see that would have like much more of an impact. You know when you're like watching, say, Pokemon as an example, you're watching Pokemon, you're like, you know what, I would love to see like some heavy metal in this show. Just randomly pop up, you know, it wouldn't make any sense to the show. So one day my mum got herself like this computer, like a HP Pavilion, and it was terrible. It was like a 40 gig hard drive, 1.8 gigahertz system, and it was Pentium 4. It was bad. Basically what I would do then is I would grab like my favorite movies, chop them up into like little things I didn't even know existed that are now called AMVs. Using new programs over the years, as the programs have evolved and upgraded, the countless amount of programs that are out there give us the opportunity to edit in completely new ways that we would have never even thought of. All the videos that I have done that I actually do release on my Facebook page were all completely done on, you would have probably never guessed it, but they were made on Windows Movie Maker for the Windows XP system. Yeah, try and deal with that.
I was supposed to address party members, but I got high. I was preparing Prime Minister's question time when I was high.
This dude does the best planning.
I behaved curiously on GMTV, and here is why.
The program crashed like 1,000 times, but I still, like, I had that, you know, ultimate, I want to finish this video because it makes me feel so damn good when it's done. You know, I'd done previous ones before then, and I'd made some videos just didn't look like they would fit with, you know, some movies or TV shows. You would have never even thought that they would have fit together until, I know, I put them together in the particular ways that I did. Like, I put Power Rangers crossed with Aerosmith's Don't Want to Miss a Thing. Number 3, I am also passionate about movies. Like, once upon a time before, you know, some pretty bad shit happened back in the past. Long story short, my house was like broken into and a lot of my movies were just like destroyed. And so I had to start collecting my movies all the way from scratch again, which kind of sucked. We're constantly getting new types of movies all the time. But knowing that someone has put so much effort into creating personalities and creating atmospheres that an audience can watch as if it's a real place and a real thing and a real, you know, situation and so on and so forth. Just creating this entertaining imagery on screen that's in the form of a movie to entertain us as viewers. Even people who create things on like YouTube. This would also apply to that too. Almost watching something that you could consider as real. Like a great example would be movies like Life as a House, and even, you know, like say special effects extravaganza type movies would be Avatar. We know that that movie is mostly just CGI, but the impact that movie left on people was just, it was it had a great feeling that came with watching that movie. You know, you felt adrenaline, you felt, you know, an attachment to the Na'vi clan and so on and so forth. I love it when a director and a producer can come together and create something that we as an audience can connect with, and it blows me away to this very day that, like I said in a previous video, I have done acting before, and it is good fun. You know, it is a lot of good fun, and if you ever want to try it, I highly suggest it. It's seriously therapeutic. It makes you feel like $1 million. Just even without the money involved, you know, you do feel really, really, really satisfied. Maybe it's just an acquired taste, but for me, it makes me feel so whole. Just, you know, it really does. Number 4. Now, I know that this one's sort of cheating a little bit, but I'm gonna still say it anyway. Learning. Why have I chosen learning exactly? Well, because I love learning. I love learning new things every day. I love learning anything and everything that I can come into contact with. Learning about, you know, the earth, learning about people, learning about people's histories, learning about, you know, just life in general, just being able to sink in new information in my mind and making me feel as though there is something that I have grown from learning that thing, whatever that thing may be. You have to experience it yourself in order to know what it is that I'm talking about. There is something in your life that you have felt so whole when doing it, or when gaining it, or when, you know, grabbing hold of that certain thing that you are passionate about. You know, when you do that thing, or when you find out what that thing is, you feel, you know, almost like you're a free, not a wild animal, but a free bird. So to speak, like you are a free bird, you know, flying up in the goddamn sky, making yourself feel as though you could frickin' fly for miles and you have no limitations as to where you can go. That is probably the best way I could describe it. Number 5. Now, I'm not sure if this one's cheating or not, but I'm still going to say it anyway. But meeting new people. I'm actually going to tell you just a quick little story, making this as quick as possible. Got on a train from like one random train station, standing there with a mate of mine who we'd just gotten back from the city, and we were so, I don't know, we just had so much energy, and we were like, you know what, let's just go back home, go for a bit of a wander or something, and walk for like miles, and I was, you know, just so we can get tired, and I can fuck off back home, and you can fuck off back home, and I was like, alright, sweet, no problem. Anyway, we got on the train. I looked to my left, and there was a girl who just like smiled at me, and I was just like, I don't know what happened, but it was almost like I went on autopilot or something. And it wasn't that I was being flirtatious or being, you know, something that involved being flirty. It was just, you know, I wanted to say hi, and so I did. It's like I said, it's like my body just went on autopilot, and it just felt amazing. It felt really gratifying. What I did was I just like sat down right next to her and was like, hey, how's it going? What are you guys up to tonight? And she was with a friend, and you know, within 2 train stations, she ended up not going to the city like she wanted to with her mate, and she ended up hanging out with me for the entire night. That was back when I was like 15, 16 years old. I'm like 26 now. I'm still friends with that person today. The entire night, we didn't do nothing funky or anything like that. We hung out the whole night. We made friends with like the Macca's security guard. We walked for miles. We walked from like suburb to suburb to suburb. No transportation involved. We literally just walked. Half the time we just, you know, went to like random schools and walked around and played on playgrounds and chilled out and did the cheesy thing by, you know, laying down on the grass and looking up at the stars and talking about random stuff that's happened in our lives. I didn't know this person. You know, this is the first time I'd ever met this person. It doesn't always happen, obviously, with every single person. You're always having, you know, different responses from different people, but if you get, you know, if that situation in your mind, if that mode clicks over, you can say or do whatever you want in, you know, obviously a suitable manner, but you know, and that you will have something that will click between the two of you, and you'll either be really good friends, or you'll talk for the rest of wherever it is that you're going, or if you're just sitting there at a bus stop and you start a conversation with somebody, or anything like that. You know, there's so many amazing things that can happen by meeting new people. You know, your life can change for the better, it can change for the worse, and you can learn something completely new about yourself. You could learn something, you know, that you could avoid in the future. You could learn something that could benefit other people in the future. You could learn something to benefit yourself, to make yourself a better person. You could, you know, the options are limitless. They really are. So anyway, I have like carried on for ages with this video, so I'm hoping it's not too long for you, and I hope you enjoyed the entire thing from start to finish. And tomorrow I'll be bringing out another video that will be like a top 10 or top 5 of some sort. So until then, I hope you guys are all having a mad day, and remember to like the video, subscribe to the channel if you're brand new here, and check out all the other videos that I have plastered up the last couple of months, because some of them are rather entertaining, but some of them are complete dog shit, unfortunately. Until my next video, peace! Blah 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 blah.